Hello, me again. It's been a while. Weather's been kind of crappy. Can't take a kayak out in bad weather. Um, but this last Sunday, we had like a little window in there, about 4 hours where the water would be calm and the wind wouldn't be too bad. So I decided to take a kayak out. So I headed out of Dana Point. So in the process of launching, I was trying to float the kayak off the trailer and it got wedged onto one of the guides. And so I had to try to get it off, and I was trying not to get my feet wet. Anyway, this is what happened. So if you notice, there was something that flew off the kayak and went splash. Yeah, that was my camera, one of them. It's toast. May it rest in peace. So I finally got the kayak in the water and headed over to the bait barge. However, the bait barge was deserted. Nobody was there, which is kind of unusual because they're usually there. And so I had brought a sabiki, so I spent a few minutes untangling that thing and getting it unhooked from my shirt and headed out to the pipeline. The pipeline is a wastewater exit. It's treated, it's not sewage, and it goes out about a mile and a quarter, and then it tees off and empties. And it's got a lot of structure on it, and it's usually you can usually catch something out there. I was fishing with the sabiki trying to catch some bait, and none was around. The water was dirty, cold, brown, and the current was just crazy. It was going all over the place. So fishing condition was pretty crappy. But I left the sabiki out there in case a school of mackerel or sardines ran through and felt hungry. A sand bass. Doggies. So my first fish was an undersized sand bass, which on a sabiki, who knows? I mean, it must have been pretty hungry. The next fish I caught was a sculpin, rattlesnake. Don't get stuck by the fins, you'll regret it. But it was legal and they taste good, so I kept it. sized calico on the sabiki, which is not happens very often. So it must have been hungry as well. And that was it. The weather started getting real nasty, and the wind was blowing and the waves were getting pretty big. So I headed towards the shoreline to try and see what I could catch in there, but there was nothing going on. The water was brown. So I headed back in, and that was about it for the trip. And hopefully we'll get some more breaks in the weather, and eventually the weather will clear out. And I'm anxious to get out there and catch some fish. So tight lines, and may God bless.